Rule 506B disappears with publicity. And do you really need the publicity? Reg D is, for the most part, divided into two types of offerings, Rule 506B and Rule 506C. Both allow issuers to raise an unlimited amount of money from an unlimited number of investors without having to file a registration statement with the SEC. Issuers relying on 506C can only sell securities to accredited investors. 506B allows issuers to sell securities to up to 35 non-accredited sophisticated investors, as well as any number of accredited investors. Rule 506C offerings require the issuer to take reasonable steps to verify the accredited status of the investor. Rule 506B issuers can rely on mere self-certification by the investors. By far, the most important difference between the two rules, however, is the issuer's ability to use general solicitation. In a 506B offering, issuers can only advertise essentially by word of mouth to investors with whom they have a pre-existing relationship. Since the SEC does not allow issuers to do both a 506B and a 506C at the same time, the issuer must know which rule to rely on early in the process. If the issuer makes a mistake that could lead to his being found to be selling unregistered securities, he can face a state securities regulators hearing as well as private lawsuits. If you advertise the terms of the offering in a newspaper, telling investors to contact you to purchase securities, that is general solicitation. Sending out an email to your contacts may or may not qualify as a general solicitation. The SEC has a zero-tolerance policy when it comes to general solicitations. Under the facts of one case, the issuer intended to conduct a 506B offering, but just prior to selling the securities, the issuer had advertised their offering in a local newspaper. The issuer only accepted funds from accredited investors with whom he had a pre-existing relationship. It did not matter whether the issuer complied with the rest of the provisions in 506B, i.e. selling securities only to accredited investors with a pre-existing relationship, because as soon as there was general solicitation, they lost any chance of relying on 506B. Bottom line, do not advertise your offering to the public unless you are certain you are not going to want to do a 506B offering after all. Money from those relatives who want to invest but do not qualify as accredited investors may start looking better and better. Once you advertise, you lose your ability to ever do a 506B of that offering. Questions? Call the exemption guy. Or send an email to doug.slane@gmail.com.